Hey guys, this is Adam Johnson for VFRreviews.com, presenting a video review of the commercial level simulations Boeing 747-200 for Flight Simulator 2004 and Flight Simulator 10. For a full written review of this product, visit VFRreviews.com. Firstly, we're going to take a look at the 2D panel and virtual cockpit. Now, the first thing you may notice is that the aircraft has tape gauges for the engine instruments. Now, this was standard for older aircraft, such as the 747-200 and other aircraft, such as the Lockheed L-1011. Now, in the 2D panel here, as you can see, the various pop-ups include the GPS, the overhead panel. And there's the INS, the Inertial Navigation System, which is fully functional. There's the throttle quadrant. There's the Flight Engineers panel, which is also fully functional and includes most of the aircraft systems. Also notice the bitmap above the panel bitmap above the airspeed indicator is a bit grainy, and that's just one minor flaw with the panel. The virtual cockpit, I believe, is of extremely high quality, and definitely the best in the CLS aircraft range so far, and in the Just Flight F-Flight range. And to me, I feel I become totally immersed in the environment when I fly in the virtual cockpit, and I've never really had that feeling with any other flight simulator aircraft before. Let's move on to the external model now. CLS have done a really great job at modeling the 747, and as you can see, it's all pretty accurate, and the model gleams, and everything's very nicely detailed. And also include our custom external views, such as right wing view, left wing view. This is called the air stairs view, and it's, I would have to say, my favorite external view. There's also the landing gear view, which obviously enables you to see the landing gear as it extends or retracts. And another thing I really like about this aircraft is the texturing for the model. As you can see, the rivets are textured in fine detail, and dirt around the engine pod, and I think that really makes the aircraft feel more alive. Because the aircraft's engines are extremely loud, rather than talking over them, I'm going to let you have a listen to them for yourself, and just to see how good quality they are, and quite frankly how loud they are. Let's now take a look at some of these systems on the aircraft. Now, depending on which variant you choose, you can use either the flight management computer or the inertial navigation system. Some 200 variants have the FMC, and some have the INS, and some 300 variants have the FMC or INS, so it really depends. The FMC is quite basic. As you can see, that it's capable of calculating takeoff and landing speeds and showing the flight plan created in the default flight simulator flight plan. And really, it's good for people who are starting out, learning to use the FMC. The INS is also fully functional and might be for more advanced users. The Flight Engineers panel allows the simmer to control the aircraft's vital systems, such as the fuel system, hydraulic system, electrical system, and the panel also has backup engine gauges, which are round analog ones, as you can see, in addition to the tape gauges on the main panel. And it's, for a flight engineers panel, it's not too complex, so it's good for people starting out, learning how to use the aircraft systems and being their own flight engineers. The autopilot is of course fully functional, and it should get you to where you want to go. There are a few flaws with it, which are discussed in more detail in the written review. Obviously, one of the important aspects of any aircraft is its flight dynamics, and the 747 handles rather well. It handles differently to the default 744, and it doesn't take much to get it to roll, pitch or yaw, and the CLS team spent a considerable amount of time getting data for the flight dynamics from full motion simulators. As additional features, the CLS team have included static ground service vehicles that can be propped up against the aircraft by opening a pop-up through a sim icon on the 2D panel, and then selecting any doors or vehicles you want to display next to the aircraft. Then when you switch to the external view, they'll be there. And I think this adds a nice touch and makes it more realistic. Of course, like any third-party add-on, you're bound to encounter some performance issues, and this aircraft can drop your frame rates a little bit. Not too much, not enough to prevent you from enjoying the flight, but it can drop them a little, so that's just something to be aware of. It's more noticeable on the ground than in the air though. This brings us to the end of the video review. I want to thank you for sticking around and watching it, and for a full written review of the product, visit vfrreviews.com. I'm Adam Johnson for vfrreviews.com.